So, week 3 of having my IUD, Skyla. And like I said last week, I'd stopped spotting last week. Same thing happened this week. Again, last week I said that I had gone to get my well woman, and she told me that the IUD was still in place, so that was good news. Also, she told me I did not have to come back and get it checked on. My well woman was scheduled already, and that was only 2.5 weeks, I think, after the insertion, but she told me I did not have to come back in another 2 to 4 weeks. So she said everything was fine, and I did get I got the results of the pap smear and everything this week, and everything was fine. So it did not cause an infection or anything. So on that end, everything was really good. The thing about this week, which is week 3, is that I started my period. So that was a little shock because it came Friday, which was yesterday, and it came about 5 days sooner than what I was expecting. So that was interesting. However, it wasn't really a shock to me because that's one thing about getting the IUD. They said for the first 2 or 3 months, your cycle is going to be irregular. And so that's what's happened to me. What I can say is that my cycle is indeed lighter. Usually on the first day, that first night, and surely on the second day, it's heavy, heavy, heavy. So it's not that way now. I am scared to use anything other than a pad because I would like to use my menstrual cups. And I've heard 2 different sides of the story. I use the Instead Saw cups. I've heard, yes, it's fine to use them. No, it's not okay to use them because what if the string gets tied around and, oh my God, what? But then it is okay to use tampons. And I can't resolve that within myself because I can't figure out how I can stick a tampon up there but not use a menstrual cup. I would think, I know it's going in 2 different areas, but I would think that the tampon would have more of an issue with the string because what if you pull out the no, that's terrible. But anyway, so right now I'm just using a pad. I do plan on, I think I'm going to try the menstrual cup because again, I've heard that it doesn't necessarily say not to use it. It says to ask your doctor, and I'm not sure my doctor didn't know what a menstrual cup was when I asked her 3 weeks ago, which was interesting in and of itself. But I think I'm going to try to use it, just not within the first few months because that's the time that the IUD can become dislodged or expel. Those first few months, you kind of want to be really careful. So previously I have talked about feeling for my strings and how I kind of got obsessed with it and was doing that a whole lot. I have narrowed that down and told myself just to do it once a week, which I did not stay with. I actually did it twice this week. I don't know. I'll get better. But again, when my cycle ends, that's when I'm supposed to feel for the string. So the string moves around a lot. Since I've had it, it's moved about 3 times. So I think it's good for me to know that really, that it moves around and to know exactly where my cervix is. Because if I can't find the end of the string, I can always go straight to my cervix and feel the string like right there coming out. So that's comforting to know as well. Let me tell you about this period. So they say that with Skyla, your cramps could become more intense the first, few cycles, or maybe even just your first cycle. They were telling the absolute truth, guys. I was driving to work yesterday morning. I felt early, and while I was still in bed Friday morning, I felt a little pain, and my cramps come from my left side. So I felt a little pain, and I was like, okay, that's a little bit more than what I usually feel. By the time I'd gotten up, gotten dressed, got in my car, I started feeling it a little bit more once I started walking out the door because I came back and I got more medicine. I got more naproxen, and just in case I needed it. By the time I got in my car, that first 5 minutes in my car, I was like, I'd rather have a baby. I would rather be pregnant. I'd rather have contractions. I'd rather have a baby than this. This is not fun. So as I'm driving, I decided that I need to take my naproxen right then, which I did. So I opened up my bottle, and in the midst of me trying to maneuver that, I wasted all of the medicine in that bottle in the crack of my driver's seat. So the only thing that was left was one naproxen in the bottom of the bottle. So I almost cried. And instead, though, I went ahead and just took the one naproxen, which did a little to help, but no. And so I then went on Facebook and I was like, guys, I need somebody who knows the answer to tell me. I said how much ibuprofen I could take, which I should have said naproxen. I thought it was the same thing, but I guess it's not. But I was like, how much is too much? Because usually I take 2 of the 550 when the cramps get that bad. And I was thinking I needed to take more because it was so bad. It was so bad. But as soon as I parked my car, I dug under my seat. Yes, I did. And I took that second naproxen. Yes, I did. I have no shame about that. You can judge me. That's fine. That helped a lot. It was almost instant. For me, whenever I did have cramps, the worst cramps that I would have during my period, I maybe would take one naproxen. Most times I don't need to take an naproxen at all. So just letting you know kind of what my awful cramps are to me. To me, awful cramps are having to take medicine at all, because I never do. That might be different for you. Maybe you need to take, some type of medicine or pain reliever during your cycle. For me, this is a huge step. What I will say is after I took those 2 naproxen, everything was fine. I did not have to take anything more that night. Today is Saturday, so I'm reviewing this from last Sunday to today. Today's the 8th. So I don't have to do anything else. I feel fine. I'm feeling a little bit more. Let me tell you about this cramps again, though, because I want you to understand. It started on the left side, and then it moved to like the top of my vagina. And I thought I was, again, just give me a baby. Why? And then it was so intense, y'all. My toes went, my left leg went a little numb. My toes started tingling a little bit. It was a pretty intense situation. I was driving, leaned over. People probably thought that I was, trying to lean or look cool in my car. I was not. I was in pain. But like I said, that was that. I took the 1,100 milligrams of naproxen. Everything has been fine. So look forward to that if you're going to get the IUD, at least the Skyla. But I'm going to continue to see what this cycle does and how my bleeding is. And other than that, contrary to what I was about to post on Twitter yesterday, which is don't do this, don't get an IUD ever, I will say, get it, it's fine. I was having a little weak moment, but everything is good. Again, definitely check out the post on tashasays.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for reading. Thank you for commenting and asking me questions. I'm glad that it is helping and glad that it's informing. And I hope to be able to give you some more good news. I'm going to do one more week of update weekly after 4 weeks, and then I'll probably go, like I said before, bi-weekly or just monthly for the next 3 months, just to show you or to tell you what my experience is. Again, thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.